Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm Grant, and I'm here with wonderful Tony Thorne. And I have a big question for him. Big. Tony,
Grant.
would you consider yourself a sex coach or a mystic? Or both? No pressure.
No pressure. Actually, probably both. Both for their own.
I concur.
Both for their own different reasons.
Yeah.
So, in the context of Tantra, there's a huge amount of mystery around Tantra because it's the inner journey. You know, and the inner journey is a mystery, and part of Tantra is sex. And so, a lot of issues that people can, manifest physically is through their sexual dysfunction. And so Tantra helps access the reasons why you're having those dysfunctions within the body.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, should I say that I'm a mystical sex coach?
I think that works. And, I would say, with Tantra, I wouldn't think you could be an effective teacher without being somewhat of a mystic.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because as you said, it's very much about that inner journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, how long have you been a student of Tantra?
Well, if I'm going to get all existential on it...
Go for it.
Probably, if I'm talking about this lifetime, 51 years.
Yeah.
From the moment of conception.
Yeah.
So 51 and 9 months.
Yes.
Yeah. However, how long have I been a dedicated student of Tantra? Probably for the last decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's been at the forefront of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big chunk of time.
Yeah. And the mystical stuff, I've always, which is why I said, 50-something years, I've always been into alternative medicines and alternative therapies, alternative lifestyle choices, and, just alternative ways of being.
Yeah.
So, the mystic side of it's been a lot longer than the tantric sex coach side of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of an amalgamation of both for me.
So, do you feel 10 years later that you know everything there is to know about Tantra?
Not at all. Not at all.
That was a good question, yeah.
And in fact, I still at times feel like a novice around it.
Yes.
And even though, you and I teach workshops and host and facilitate workshops, I am still in my own learning process.
Yeah.
Literally in 3 weeks' time, I'm doing a week-long retreat because I still continue to do this work as a student so that I can continue learning about myself. And I encourage and implore you, anybody, if they see me stopping my own journey and thinking that I'm healed and I'm completely fixed and that there's no more to do, then kick me fair up the ass.
Okay.
Because I believe that I will always be a student of myself for eternity.
So, for people who are watching this, what would you say? What would you say are some of the powerful benefits of Tantra? If someone was looking to start the tantric journey.
The powerful benefits of Tantra. I think as men, and let's just put our sexual orientation aside, but as men, we have been taught a particular way to be. So don't feel, don't cry, don't show emotions, don't show the feminine, none of that sort of stuff. Yeah. We're supposed to be blokes. What Tantra has taught me is the beauty of all of those things. So the beauty and the power of being vulnerable, the beauty and the power of being in your emotions and being able to feel and have levels of compassion and empathy for other people without judgment.
Yeah.
The ability to be more present in the moment,
Yeah.
but not only present spiritually, but present physically, in the now, right here, rather than thinking about the grocery list or whoever I had I'm meeting up with in half an hour. I became really present, and I think what it's done for me, from someone that has a vast trauma background, is it has settled my nervous system. And so rather than being on constant alert, constant, oh my God, what's going to happen, constantly like being in that kind of flight or fight space internally, it's calmed my nervous system down so that I can be vulnerable, I can be more authentic, I can be more present with people and with myself. And so it's helped me on all of those levels.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the gifts, I suppose. The gifts on the other side. It's like going into the void of nothingness.
Yeah.
Going into the shadow, to the darkest. There's that cheesy saying, the dark night of the soul. Like literally going into the dark night of the soul to come out the other side and see the gifts of the shadow and the darkness has been probably the most profound aspect of Tantra for me.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.